the stanza third. She will be supportive as the fawn that wild with glee across the lawn, or up the mountain springs, and hers shall be the breathing balm, and hers the silence and the calm of mute, insensate things. Here is few words. Now note down these words. Supportive, that means playful. Fawn, fawn is the young one of deer. And that means, next one, breathing balm. That breathing balm here is for breezes. Cool breezes is blowing. And that next one, insensate. That means inanimate, having that these types of objects having no life. That means non-living things. Now explanation of this stanza. In these lines, the poet says that nature wants to grow up Lucy her own way. As we know that in the first stanza, nature adopts Lucy as her own child. And then she wants to grow up Lucy her own way. She wants to observe her own all actions that is taken by Lucy. She will be living in the company of nature. And she in nature and like a fawn. She will be living in the company of a nature like a fawn. Fawn, that means a young one of deer. And the wild with glee across the lawn. And she will go on jumping across the lawns and up the mountains and with joy, up the mountains and hill with joy like a fawn. Just like a fawn, the young one of deer come across with enjoying the jumping and going everywhere in the mountains, in the lawn and in the hilly area. And the next one, she will play in the company of flower. She will play in the company of flower and plants and enjoy their fragrance. She will enjoy her each and every moment in the calm and peaceful atmosphere. And then of which is associated with the inanimate things or object. She wants to enjoy her each and every moment in the company of peaceful environment and peaceful and calmly nature, that is with the inanimate things or object. Now come to the next stanza. The floating clouds their steeds shall lend. To her, for her, the willow bend, nor shall she fail to see, even in the motion of the storm. Grace that shall mold the maiden's form by silent sympathy. Now, note down the word meaning of this stanza 4. Floating, that means the motion of something. Willow is the one type of the tree which branches easily bent. Mold, that means change, and maiden stand for Lucy, and the young one for young girl. Maiden is a young girl and she is Lucy. Is it clear? Now explanation of this stanza. In this stanza, nature describes the way how she will mold Lucy's personality. Further, nature says that Lucy will get grace from she will get grace from the clouds, flexibility from the willow trees, because willow tree is one type of the tree that branches easily bend. So her personality will be just like a willow trees, and it would be there a flexibility. All these beauties will make her humble, sympathetic towards every human beings. Lucy will learn a lot of things in the company of nature. Even the destructive storm, here is in the fourth line, even in the motion of the storm. In this stanza, Lucy is learning a lesson for every object. It may be the floating clouds and the willow tree. But even the writer says that Lucy will learn a lot of things in the company of nature. And the destructive storm will give her a beauty. And this storm teaches her gracefulness of the motion. Right? Now come to the stanza 5. The stars of midnight shall be dear to her, and she shall lean her ear. In many a secret place where rivulets dance their wayward round, and beauty born of murmuring sound shall pass into her face. Now note down the word meaning. Rivulet, that means a small brook. Murmuring, indistinct sound, that it means the sound not clear. Now secret, that means secluded, or we can say it hidden. Wayward, that means spontaneous, without control. Now explanation. As we need that as a result of nature education, that is, the nature decided to give and decided to adopt Lucy as her own child, and she gave her all-round personality, and the child of this stanza that is given in the one stanza now become a maiden. Now Lucy in the nature adapt Lucy in first stanza, and in the second and third she is trying to something new from the nature and every object of the nature. And in the next stanza, stanza number 5, now Lucy become a maiden. She will look at starry sky at midnight. Starry sky at midnight. And pay attention to all the secret places. Pay attention to all the secret places. In the third line is mentioned here, in many are secret places. It means he is paying attention to all the secret places. Where small rivers dance all round. And she is trying to catch the gentle murmuring sound. All these sweet sounds of nature will increase the beauty of her face. Lucy imbibed all the beauty of nature. When she think about of the nature beauty of hidden beauties and the sound of the river and the sweet sound of the nature and increase her beauty. And here the reference is to overall development of Lucy's personality. The poet firmly established the faith that nature not only nourishes the physical development but also the emotional and the spiritual life of man. It means nature not only develops the physical development of a man but also develop the emotional and the spiritual life of a man. Right? Now come to the next stanza. Now I am going to read the next stanza. And this stanza is the last second one. And vital feelings of delight shall rear her from to stately height. Her virgin bosom swell. Such thoughts to Lucy I will give, while she and I together live here in this happy dell. Now note down the word meaning of this stanza. Vital, that means life. Vital, lively. Rear, to educate. Virgin is a unmarried girl, and we can use the synonym of virgin, maiden. Bosom swell, that means breast. Now explanation of these lines. In these lines, the nature tells us that it gives a new life and energy for the development of Lucy. And it will be the development development of tall and beautiful figure and vital feelings of delight, which further enhances the beauty of Lucy as maturing. And nature will give these thoughts to Lucy when both of them will stay in the happy atmosphere of the nature. Now come to the last stanza of this poem. Thus nature spake. This is the word spake, and spake is an archaic word of spoke. The nature spake, the work was done. How soon my Lucy's race was run. She died and left to me this earth, this calm and quiet scene, the memory of what has been and never more will be. Now explanation of these lines. In these stanzas, through the use of archaic word, the poet tries to complete the project of nursing spirit. In the starting one stanza, in stanza 1, nature adopt Lucy. In stanza 2nd, she wants to bring her up in her own way. In the next stanza, she tries to observe all her action of Lucy. And the next stanza 4th, she is grown up as a maiden. And the next, everything of every object of nature. It may be the floating clouds and murmuring sound of river. All these parts of nature increase her beauty. And in this stanza, through the use of archaic words, the poet tries to complete the project of nursing spirit. That work is done. Lucy's race was run, and this expression signifies death. This expression is Lucy's race was run. Exclamatory sign is given here. It means the poet is surprised. Nature is surprised. How soon? Very quickly, my Lucy's race was run. It means in a premature age she died. The work is done. Lucy's race was run, and this expression signified death. She dies soon and leaving the poet in a barren land. It means she left the poet in a dark world, and this quiet scene more will be shows that the pathetic end of the poem. The poet feels sad by the unexpected death of the Lucy, who symbolizes man's harmonious relationship with nature. And with the death of the Lucy's, the poet wants to say is that with the death of the Lucy, the harmonious relationship with nature is dead. These lines also shows that William Wordsworth is disappointed to see that man's harmonious relation with nature is dead, but we need to establish it again, because all-round development of a man is possible through nature. Thank you, and try to understand this poem stanza wise and do practice.